The Republican argument generally is that Ohioans now have as much ability to vote early as they ever have, particularly with the absentee applications being mailed to all voters. What's your response to that?
My first response would be that that's an absolutely false statement. In 2008, you had the opportunity for an absentee ballot to be mailed in, but you also had the opportunity with late weekday hours and weekend hours to go to the whatever the county voting location was and actually cast your ballot. And what we wish Secretary Husted and some other politicians understood is that many people actually want to do that in person, particularly people of color who, you know, had family members, ancestors die for the right to be able to go and stand in line. People were killed because they wanted to go and stand in a line to be able to cast their ballot. Not do it in secret, not do it in their home, but do it in a corporate manner. Why take that away? The law affords it. Secretary Husted has decided he wants to do something that really is not what the law says.
And also, to be honest, I've had things come in the mail late. I've sent things that didn't arrive on time. So relying on the mail system at this point in time for something that's so important is not acceptable to me.
What about the extended weekday hours? He says there's a couple of weeks where the boards are open late. Why isn't that enough? People
like myself, I work 2 jobs. I have 4 children. They have things after school that they have to do. I have things, so it's not convenient. It's not a convenience. For me, the weekends are better. I have more time on the weekends, and I take my children with me to vote. Again, like I said, I've been a poll worker for 9.5 years. So I can't vote at my location because that's not where I work. So I can't vote on election day, but I've been taking my children. My oldest is 20 and my youngest is 13. I've been taking them with me to vote. So that's the opportunity that I have. And anything could happen during a weekday that you don't expect with the hustle and bustle of work, school, and different activities.
And also, I mean, there are people, particularly in your urban centers, they may work in the urban center, but maybe they live someplace else. People drive in from Dayton, people drive in from Springfield, people drive in from Lancaster. What about them? They may not have time to get home to make it to their particular polling location, but they want to have the opportunity for that in-person casting of their ballot. So we should not be taking that away. You know, here in Columbus, the location that has been determined, I don't know if you've ever tried to get up 71 and then up Morris Road. I could leave at 5 o'clock and barely get there on time if I don't have to make a single stop. That's the reality of the situation. Why are we doing that? Why are we going back to a situation where people have to stand in line for such extended time? Our grocery stores stay open late. Our movie theaters stay open late. There are so many other things that we just take for granted that we can do at times that are convenient. Why wouldn't you provide that convenience for this fundamental right of voting and for people who are going to be making decisions about the future of their communities, our country, and our state?
Now, Secretary Husted has resisted calls from people in his own party to support voter ID, photo ID laws. You know, and he is sending out statewide this absentee ballot application to every registered voter twice. Since you're grading him, shouldn't you give some credit to what you would imagine think positive steps that he's taken to defend voting rights?
I think that we have given credit in the past when that happened, but when you look at what's going on right now, it's great that we were able to stop House Bill 159 because it was the most oppressive voter ID law that was introduced in the state. We give him credit for saying that was not a good idea, but there were specific provisions that he was opposed to, like having all 9 digits of the Social Security on that. We think that's a wonderful thing. We think it's great that he decided, after pressure from voter rights advocates, to send out the application for absentee ballot, because the first step in that was him telling the county boards of elections that they could not do it. So it's not that, you know, he just woke up one day and said, oh, this is something great that we should do, I'm going to help the voters. And then we had to pressure him to send a second one because the deadline of when he wanted to send the first one was not going to encompass enough people. So we're glad that he made some changes, but he only made those changes because we put the pressure on him. So, you know, absolutely, are there some things that he's probably done well? No question. But these are very critical things. When you make a decision that says, I'm going to appeal a decision of a court that says we should count the ballots fairly, whether it's at this polling location or that polling location, that's an F. When you look at the language of a ballot issue and you willfully mislead the voters, that's an F. When you take it upon yourself to go around what the law says in terms of having access to voting, and county boards of elections want to provide it, that's an F. And you take it a step further and you fire those people. And let's be real, He fired them for not rescinding a vote that did not even pass. That's the reality. That's what he did to those county officials in Montgomery County. It did not pass. So they did not implement anything. That's an F. They were just trying to stand up for the rights of voters.
Another argument from Republicans is that if you